Here we go, Andrew. About to hit record and start webinar.
Let's do it. All right. Come on in, everybody. Welcome to the day one showcase. We are live. Everyone is trickling in. All right, here we go. Attendees are stacking up. I'm going to keep doing this until the number gets a little bit higher. This is fun to just watch Zoom do its thing, bringing everybody in 5 at a time. Whoa, big jumps here. Awesome. Okay, I'm just going to keep stalling for another 30 seconds while we get some more folks to come on in. It's good to see the list here. Feel free to, all right, we're going to get started in just a second. It's awesome to see everybody here. Love seeing fellows, love seeing mentors, love seeing investors here. Awesome stuff. Well, thanks everybody for joining us here. I'm going to get started, and as folks trickle in, that'll be great and fine. Welcome everybody to our third day one showcase. I always want to say third annual. It's not third annual. We've been running these fast and furious because the day one fellowship is rolling on strong. So we are here to celebrate the end of our third fellowship, and for 10 fellows who represent a batch of over 40 fellows from the third cohort of the fellowship completing their 10 weeks. It's also a really fun time because this is close to the 1-year anniversary for day one in general. And it's just sort of a moment of reflection to look back on what's happened across an entire year of day one fellowships, day one programming, mentors, investors, everything that you guys and we've been a part of. And it's really the way that we like to measure ourselves, and the benchmark that we're holding ourselves to really is on show today, which is the progress that the founders, the fellows who come through our program make, the velocity and momentum that they pick up, and really everything that they accomplish, both within the fellowship and then for far on down into the future, right? And so that's what we're here to do tonight. I'm really excited that we have 10 amazing founders to share what they've been building, what they are founding today to share with you guys. Like I said, there was over 40 fellows in our third cohort, and these guys are just a great sampling of all the entrepreneurial talent that joined our program. One of the things that, one of the reasons why we do this, as well as why, the fellowship is even what it is because we are really focusing on supporting founders during the really formative, hard, early stages, right? Not when they've gotten to the point where it's a done deal and, they've made it in there, when they're in TechCrunch and they're in Forbes, we'll say we knew them and supported them as they were getting off the ground and making hard decisions, navigating like really murky waters of their journey. And so what you're going to see today are they're really polished and awesome pitches, but these founders are at various early stages, and you're going to get to see what it's like to be building at various stages. Some are at the stage where they're just looking for advice and connections into an industry or into a new customer set. Others are raising money and they're ready for you as an investor, an angel, whatever it might be, to come around them. But that's one thing I do want to point out, is that every single one of these founders will be concluding with an ask, and it's going to be an ask, and it's not a fun to me today sort of ask. It's a come along for this ride sort of ask, right? And they'll tell you what that really means. There's also, each of them should have a way to contact you towards the end of their presentation in their ask, but we're also going to be sharing, and I think this is something Olivia is going to be doing right now in the chat, a link to a directory where you'll be able to kind of see an overview and the contact information of all the fellows presenting tonight, as well as a number of other fellows who are ready to share with the world, who aren't presenting tonight, but are building within our fellowship program. And so we're about to get into it. So the fellows who are coming up first, just get ready, just 30 or so seconds or more. A tiny little bit of housekeeping. If you have a question for the fellows, like I said, you absolutely should be reaching out to them afterwards, connecting if what they're doing is of interest and exciting to you. If you have a question, put it into the Q&A side of the Zoom webinar here. We Obviously, the fellows will not be paying attention to the Q&A while they're pitching, but afterwards, they'd love to dialogue. And the next fellow won't be paying attention to it either, but absolutely, and try to interact in that way. And then the final thing I'll say, and we'll kind of remind everybody about this, is we're absolutely going to, we're going to finish before the top of the hour. And then what we're going to do in typical day one fashion, we always love to make these as interactive and fun as possible. We're going to jump off platform. We're going to go away from Zoom. We'll paste the link for you to go over to a platform called Gather Round. And we're just gonna have a lot of fun matching and meeting of the community. You'll be able to meet the fellows presenting. You'll be able to meet other fellows in in the current cohort, past cohorts, as well as each other. And so definitely stick around for that. And we'll do that as long as people are jamming in the other platform. So I think that's about it. If I remember anything, I'll call it out throughout the course of the evening, but sit back, get ready. These 10 founders are about to share what they're building. And so without further ado, Vivian, come up on stage. Vivian Chen is the founder of Rise. Yeah, give a wave, do the screen share. And once you're up and live, I'll give you the thumbs up and then we'll kick off. All right, your screen is live. You're ready to go. Vivian, take it away.
Hey, everyone. My name is Vivian. I am the founder and CEO of Rise. Rise is an HR tech platform that allows companies to hire their ideal candidate with just one DM. If you've ever applied to a job before, you know how painful it is to blast out your resume and then not hear anything back. I know how this feels personally, having been rejected over 150 times when I transitioned from marketing to tech. In fact, this is the dominant recruiting strategy, which we call spray and pray, where candidates apply to hundreds of jobs and companies blast out thousands of DM to only end up with one hire and 999, quote, rejects who don't like you very much when they could have been advocates for your company. Having done executive recruitings before, we know that the best candidates are close with relationships. So for example, meeting someone at a conference, inviting them to a workshop, getting their advice on how they might approach a challenge that you're facing, essentially selling the candidates on why they should come and work with you. Our technology allows companies to build meaningful relationships via what we call multi-touch nurturing for every level of the organization. This is essentially a proven executive recruiting techniques that can be used for every level of the org, starting from marketing, sales, customer success, you name it. The recruiting space is $197 billion, and in the last 5 months, we've closed 35 customers, including the likes of Gemini, Datadog, Lattice, Flatiron Health, all of which are multi-billion-dollar unicorns, as well as high-growth startup like Coda, Marco Polo, Postscript. We have achieved 18,000 in monthly revenue and growing 48% month over month. In fact, we're closing 90% of our customers with just one phone call, and the average time to close is 10 days. Our business model is an annual subscription plan with 3 tiers. We've experimented a lot with pricing over the course of day one and landed on starting at $5,000 per year for the lowest tier and going all the way up to true enterprise pricing, potentially in the 6 figures for the likes of PayPal, BlackRock, McKinsey, IBM, all of which we're currently in conversations with. Our go-to-market strategy starts with women and diverse candidates because this is what companies are willing to pay for and the hardest problem to solve. Our talent network is 20,000 plus strong, having grown 417% last year due to COVID-19. A little bit about me. I'm a technical founder who's not afraid to pick up the phone to sell. Previously, I was at Greenhouse Software from Series A to C, a leading HR tech company here in New York City that I helped to build from the ground up. My co-founder is a 3rd generation entrepreneur, and our head of marketing used to run creative and brand at Credit Karma, Calm, Indeed, to name a few. Currently, we are raising a pre-seed round, and just in the last few weeks, we've already had checks coming in from XYC founders, hedge fund managers, VC fund scouts, media tech executives. So we'll love to chat, and you can find my contact information in the Aretable that Olivia just shared. Thanks.
Vivian, that's amazing. You guys are on fire. It's been so awesome having you and Anna in the fellowship, and really cool. I'm so glad you slacked me earlier to share all of your wins, the customers that you've closed over the last few weeks, some of the investments that have come through and the connections that you've been able to make. You guys are really fighting off a massive problem with something super innovative. I get more impressed every single time I see this pitch. So thank you so much, Vivian, for sharing with us. Awesome. Way to kick it off. Vivian was in seat number 1. That is always a difficult task, but she rocked it. I'm seeing all the woohoos behind the scenes, and this is awesome. So next up is Ariella Knight, who is the founder of Embark English. So Ariella, come on stage if you can unmute and then get your screen share going. I see you there. Screen share, is that working? Come on up. Awesome. I see your screen. You are live. I don't see your face. Are you off mute? All right, there you are.
I'm off mute. Can you see me?
Can see you. Take it away. You're live.
Okay, wonderful. At any given time, 1.5 billion people are learning English. This represents 20% of the world's population and feeds a growing industry of ESL education. ESL stands for English as a Second Language, and I'll be using that acronym throughout the talk. This feeds a growing industry of ESL education valued at $55 billion annually. There are an estimated 100,000 open ESL jobs at any given time. My name is Ariella Knight. I run an online English school based in Algeria, and I am on a mission to place adventurous English speakers into these English teaching jobs. Why are there so many jobs open? Why aren't English speakers filling these spots? My research indicates that it is neither lack of interest nor lack of talent. Rather, the ESL industry faces 2 main challenges that effectively clog its pipeline, creating barriers from placing teachers into jobs. The first challenge is lack of information. English speakers don't know what jobs are available or that they could possibly qualify for them, leading to the assumption that they aren't qualified when many schools accept native English speakers with a bachelor's degree. The second challenge is trust. This is the big one, for the world of international employment is full of scams. For both online and in-person ESL jobs, there's a lack of trust on the part of the teacher, that the job is real, that they will get paid on time, that they will be treated respectfully, and that they'll have a positive experience. I have been this ESL teacher, scouring job boards and Reddit forums to ascertain the legitimacy of a job. And in my school, I now employ these teachers who, prior to working with me, would not have traveled to Algeria and are now eager to move and teach in the country. What is the solution to overcoming these challenges? I'm happy to present Embark English, curated job placement for ESL teaching jobs. Embark English offers premium job placement services to place teachers in ESL jobs they can trust. We offer in-person placement among a network of carefully vetted partner schools, or online placement for those who want to work from home. In addition to curated job placement, our teachers receive on-the-job training and professional development support, no prior experience necessary. So where are we now? Our online school has been operational for 1 year, and we're building our pilot program for in-person placement in Marrakesh, Morocco, with 10 partner schools. Our goal is to make English teaching, travel, and professional development opportunities accessible to all, and we are actively building partnerships with universities to sponsor placements for their graduates, prioritizing access for traditionally underrepresented groups, including BIPOC students. As we say to our future teachers, let us help you put your English to work. I am currently looking for introductions to early stage angel investors and strategic advisors looking to partner with an impact-focused female founder. I'm also looking for introductions to university career services and alumni groups interested in expanding professional development opportunities for their graduates. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to connecting.
So good. Thank you so much, Ariella. That's awesome. Love what you're doing with Embark. Love how international the fellowship is. We have more of that international flavor to come, but love that you've started in Algeria. You're working out of New York right now, but it's going to build this global brand. That's really, really exciting. So thanks so much for sharing. Really appreciate you. next up is, if I go back to my notes, Corrie Bradley sharing with us Lark Love. Corrie is the founder, co-CEO or CEO, and Lark Love, you are live. You are full screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Corrie. I am one of the founders and CEO of Lark Love. We create luxury personal lubricants that are formulated specifically for the vagina. In the last month, 65% of women have reported using a personal lubricant, and still the subject remains wildly taboo in most circles, and there's no products that are formulated specifically for them or marketed to them. Lubes have been around for centuries, but they've always been formulated with the comfort of the male in mind and not the health of the vagina. Even today on grocery store shelves, there's a myriad of personal lubricants that are formulated with ingredients no one should put inside of their bodies. Things like petroleum and silicone and propylene glycol. These ingredients have been correlated with uterine cancer, infertility, and they can even create tiny abrasions on the skin, leaving the user much more susceptible to contracting an STI. I'm a clinical herbalist, and I've been a natural product formulator for over a decade. I've been making serums for the face that increase collagen production. They plump, they rejuvenate skin and hydrate them. So I decided to team up with my longtime friend and serial entrepreneur, Rainbow Schultz, to create a line of luxury personal lubricants that had the feel of a super slippery water-based lube, but they behaved on vaginal tissue more like a fancy face serum. So all of our lubes are condom compatible, they're water-based, they're pH'd for the vagina, and they're super slippery. But where they really wow is in their rejuvenative and restorative formulas that leave tissue supple long after use. Our target market is women of the Gen X and millennial generations that have already been embracing their sexual agency, empowered by movements such as the Me Too movement and the third wave of feminism. In the United States, the personal lubricant market is valued at $894 million, and the sexual wellness market is valued at $9.1 billion. Our 2-year goal is to bridge the two with introduction to devices, which have been proven to be just as important for female health throughout their lifetimes. Over the last year and a half since we launched, our company has been a D2C company, and then the pandemic hit. So we really took some time to get to know what our customers' needs were, make sure that the formulations that we had created were really meeting their needs. In the last 2 months, we have partnered with a really amazing manufacturer that has a stellar reputation for being able to scale up quickly and to meet deadlines. And if you've ever worked in manufacturing, you know what a feat that really is. We've recently partnered with an online retail distributor, and we're in really exciting conversations with a very well-known online retail brand. In the last year, we've seen a 25% year-over-year growth just from our online sales. We are currently seeking strategic partners with experience growing CPG in the natural product space. My contact is on the bottom, and I would love to speak with you further.
So good. Corrie, thanks so much for sharing. You guys are on a roll. You've been amazing. And I just love that you're smashing taboos. Like so many fellows have building mission-driven businesses, but you're building something really special and being very brave in doing it. And so thank you so much for sharing with the world. It's been a joy to have you in the fellowship. Thank you so much, Corrie. Amazing, amazing. Next up, this is great. That was only 3 guys. We have 7 more to go. It's only going to keep continuing to be awesome. All right. We are up with Denzil Eden, who is the founder of Smarty. And your screen is sharing. Are you live? Let me.
Hey, everyone.
Denzil is live. Here we go.
Thanks, Andrew. Hi, my name is Denzil, and I'm working on Smarty, a tool to automate your best self. Did you know that more than 25% of your time, the working professional's time, is wasted on automatable busy work? Why is this happening? Well, it's because we're all stuck in this hub and spoke model where you're this hub surrounded by all of the apps and services you use online, but none of them speak to each other. They only talk to you, which means that if you're trying to schedule something, you have to be in your email, you have to interact with your teammates to figure out when they're free, you have to check your own calendar availability before you can even craft a response and send it. And the more complicated the task, like booking flights, the more app switching you have to do, the more transferring of your data before you can get anything done. Smarty is trying to solve this problem by being this no-code automation layer that you can access anywhere you work online. You talk to Smarty and tell Smarty what you're trying to do, and Smarty uses the APIs of these online apps and services to transfer your data from one application to the next and deliver results back to you. Let's see it in action and walk through a day with Smarty. Let's say you're in San Francisco for a whole day of meetings when you get one of those really annoying, let's reschedule, what about this other time emails. With Smarty, this is a no-brainer. As soon as you open up the email, Smarty uses NLP to parse out dates and times, converts the time zone, auto-checks your calendar, and shows you your availability at a glance with a red or green line. You can hover over the time slot to see the context of your calendar. You can create an event with one click. You can create a scheduling link. You can create a scheduling link for a different time. The point here really is that whatever you're trying to do with Smarty, it's 2 clicks and you're done, and you can get back to the workflow that you were in. And now that you have some time, you start scouring LinkedIn and articles for people that you want to connect with, reach out to. Let's say you go to someone's LinkedIn profile and you want to reach out to them via email. With Smarty, you can look up their contact information right on the LinkedIn tab. You can use a pre-written text template to create an email. You can quickly look up relevant documents like your resume or a portfolio. Again, right within the Smarty sidebar, paste it in and send the email, again, all within LinkedIn. And the concept here is really there's no app or context switching. Whatever you're trying to do, you can do with Smarty wherever you're working online. And these are screenshots from the product live today. And it's really this concept of living your best life with Smarty. Today, we're targeting very specific personas who are doing a lot of external scheduling, need effective client or contact management or prospecting, and they have no access to or no desire for an executive assistant because they realize that it's faster and easier to get certain things done yourself. And that's where Smarty comes in. Right now, we're in a closed beta and we have a little less than 200 users giving us active feedback, and we have exciting weekly usage data. We're also exploring some really compelling use cases with several small businesses. We're trying to learn from the playbooks of Superhuman, Slack, and Trello and doing bottom-up growth at existing companies. And we have a very compelling roadmap plan for the next year. My name is Denzil again, and my background is in enterprise productivity. I used to work at Microsoft, and I also have a background in AI, and I've been thinking about Smarty for years, and I'm very passionate about the future of workspace. So if you're interested, please come talk to me, and thank you for listening.
Oh my goodness. That's so amazing. We all need this. We all have hours to be saved. Thank you so much for solving your problem, but then sharing it with the world. And I love when technology is applied to these real human uses and that you know that, and that's core to your mission, getting people back to the things that matter. So thank you so much, Denzil. Loved seeing all this progress. You did not have that much progress 10 weeks ago. It's so cool to see your velocity. You are truly rocking it. All right. Grace Duong, the founder of Mystic Mondays. Here we go, sharing her screen. I see it, you're live. So Grace, take it away.
Amazing. Hi, I'm Grace, the founder of Mystic Mondays, the ultimate spiritual wellness destination for millennials and Gen Z. Right out of college, I got a job in LA that I was fired from. Having moved cross country and freaked out, I consulted an energy healer because she was cheaper than a therapist. At the time, I lived near a metaphysical bookshop that offered tarot readings, and of course, I booked many sessions because essentially we just talked about my problems. Tarot gave me reassurance and comfort when I was questioning my path and faced with my fear of uncertainty. And like so many others during the global pandemic, they too sought comfort. Google searches for psychic and astrology coronavirus hit an all-time high in March 2020. People are looking for deeper meaning, purpose, and connection as we integrate into the new normal. People are committing themselves to habits formed during lockdown and are shifting into long-term lifestyle changes like a wellness practice. That's where Mystic Mondays comes in. I've been bootstrapping Mystic Mondays since 2017, creating my own modern tarot deck after seeing a void in the market. You see, there was no tarot deck I could find that I really loved and could relate to. All the tarot decks seemed ancient with scary medieval figures and written in unrelatable language. And since being picked up by a publisher in 2018, the tarot has sold 160,000 copies with $3 million lifetime revenue. I've also created the Mystic Mondays app with 437,000 installs, which is all completely organic with no ad spend. Mystic Mondays was born with the intention of empowering oneself by listening to the wisdom within. And we provide you with the witchy wellness tools to do just that. Already an authority in the space as a best-selling, vibrant, and modern tarot deck and app, Mystic Mondays is an all-in-one spiritual wellness experience integrating digital platforms to create a universe that was crafted just for them. It would be the main hub for spiritual wellness enthusiasts and provide personalized, in-depth knowledge about themselves while introducing them to products and services that enhance their everyday rituals, which can look anything like pulling a tarot card a day to using their favorite essential oil. This provides a linear commerce business model, supplying the audience with content that acts as multiple touch points that will build trust and also turn them into loyal consumers. The opportunity is a $5 billion industry, including the spiritual wellness, personal development, psychic services, and meditation industries. I believe the more inner work we do, the more we can show up in the world as our most authentic selves. Culture is changing and the world is shifting to reflect our need to look for the answers within. Using esoteric knowledge as a filter can help heal us, understand our relationships, and allow us to expand into our fullest selves. With a world rampant in judgment, anger, and misunderstanding, we could use more empathy, kindness, and acceptance. So join us in the mission of Mystic Mondays to invoke everyday magic that enhances your everyday life.
That's what's up. Grace, so good. That was awesome. I love the last slide, before the last slide, where you just show people taking your cards and then showing them off to the world. People identify with them, right? People have tattoos of them. You've built a movement and it's so, so special to see. And now you're just taking it to the next level. Love how you've gone from the cards to the app to everything you're going to do next. So amazing, amazing stuff. Thank you so much for sharing. Thanks for everything you've done in the fellowship.
Thanks.
All right. Yeah, go for it. Okay, switching gears again. We now have Jane Lee, who is the founder of Pier 1. Jane, come on up with your slides when you've got it. There's a slide. There's a present. All right, Jane. Take it
Excuse
away.
me, this is a little bit in my face, so hopefully you can still see me. But hello, everybody. My name is Jane Lee. I'm the founder of Pier 1, a company that is on a mission to make applying to college a stress-free process for every student. Now, college applications can be stressful, especially without any help. Did you know that 1 in 3 students transfer schools or programs at some point in their 4-year college journey? That's a minimum of $25,000, not to mention the resources, time, and effort wasted simply because students are unable to obtain the necessary information they need to not only complete their applications, but to make the most informed decision for them. But the unfortunate reality is that most high schools don't have the resources to give every high schooler one-on-one attention, with the average student to guidance counselor ratio in the United States being somewhere around 482 students per 1 guidance counselor. And unless you come from a high income family, you can forget about private counselors with fees that start on average around $250 an hour and can range all the way up to $100,000 or more. So if you happen to be a student that comes from a lower middle or a middle income family, especially one of an immigrant background, and you don't qualify for nonprofit help, and you don't have the disposable income needed for a private counselor, aside from the overwhelming amount of information online, what are your other real options? And so these students, who account for over 50% of the student population, are largely overlooked in the current available alternatives until now. Introducing Pier 1, we're the first online marketplace that connects high school students to vetted undergrads at the colleges they're applying to, so that they can get the most actionable, real advice from real students that they need to not only complete their applications, but also make the most informed decision at less than 10% of the cost compared to traditional educational consultants. Stress during this process isn't reserved just for students. With Pier 1, parents can also gain peace of mind in knowing that affordable help for their child is only a few clicks away. In a little over 6 months, we've completed over 100 student interviews with our MVP platform on track to launch this September. We currently have over 2,000 peer mentors signed up from over 150 different colleges across North America. And this extensive growing network of peer mentors will be our biggest differentiator as well as our advantage. And so the founding Peer One team consists of myself, where I've worked as an educational consultant in Canada for the past 4 years, as well as my co-founder, William, that comes from an investment banking background. As the supply side of our marketplace is sufficiently aggregated for this launch, our next step is aggregating the demand side of the marketplace. And how we plan to do that is by leveraging social media, in addition with some offline efforts such as flyer distributions and workshops and seminars, as well as exploring some B2B potential partnerships. We're already seeing some of the results from our efforts as we successfully matched the first couple of students this past week. Although we plan to launch the North American market first, we acknowledge that the beauty of Peer One is that it is very scalable internationally, as we plan to go after the very well-primed Chinese market in the near future. Our ask today isn't for money, but it's actually for introductions to your network. We're looking for a strategic advisor with previous marketplace experience to help us create a world where applying to college will be a stress-free process for every student. So thank you so much for listening, and you can feel free to connect with me using the QR code or the link that Olivia will be sharing.
So good, Jane. Thank you so much for sharing. You are the perfect founder to build this. I know you've had such a heart for students, and now you've already scaled. I cannot believe you have 2,000 people already on your platform. That just shows massive demand right off the bat. That is really cool. I'm so excited once you open this up and you figure out, you go past your beta test here. So super excited for your future, Jane. Thank you so much. All right, that was Jane with Peer One. Now we have Luise Frohberg, who's the founder of TAARA, coming to us from Germany. The international contingent here is strong, and it's so exciting. Luise, you are live. I see your screen. Please take it away.
Thank you, Andrew, and hello, everyone. I'm Luise, the founder of TAARA, a pathway to revolutionize women empowerment through immersive leadership experiences. Well, here's the fact. Only about 25% of higher management positions worldwide are held by women, and only 26% of large global companies have women on their boards. So why is this? Well, there are many reasons. Let me just highlight some by taking me as an example. I did 20 years of active politics. I was building women's movements, shaping social policy, and running for office for state parliament in Germany. I completed a PhD in social innovation and did innovation consulting, all the while raising 4 kids and helping my husband build a $3 million venture-backed e-commerce startup. And still, I thought I wasn't good enough. I battled self-doubt and fear as a leader for the longest time. And it took me years to overcome those inner barriers and become the fullest version of myself. And I know that's not just me. 75% of female executives have experienced imposter syndrome and self-doubts. And many women get stuck on their professional journey and don't even come to these leadership positions. So what's the solution? In my experience and throughout the customer interviews I've done, women repeatedly expressed the need for a safe space to try out new things before doing them in the workplace or going on a new career path. They also want to create something meaningful and explore new opportunities and connect with like-minded people. With TAARA, I'm building exactly this inspiring learning and exploring environment. It provides immersive, augmented, and virtual reality experiences that tackle self-doubt, increase self-confidence, and train leadership skills. It also gives access to a community of inspiring, supporting women. In this environment, you will go on 1 to 2 hour quests individually or with a crew of other women. You will complete different simulations and scenarios or build and experiments together in a virtual playground. And later you might just hang out with your crew in a social VR space. Because research has shown that immersive learning and gaming produces 4 times as focused and emotionally connected results than traditional learning approaches. So where do I stand right now? I was able to build a network of around 50 women who want to participate in these immersive experiences as early adopters. I'm also in the process of forming a collaboration with a Brazilian AR and VR lab for building this concept as an MVP program. And I partnered with an Indian leadership consultancy for facilitating a case study in Minecraft that is coming up this July and August. So please join me on this journey of advancing women and share your thoughts, experiences, and most importantly, your feedback by using the contact info on the slide or in the Airtable. Thank you so much for your time.
Luise, this is so special. Your passion is infectious, and I'm so glad that you got to share this with the world. You're in the early stages. You made so much progress. I remember when we first started, you did not have these milestones. Now you're on this road. It's exciting to see where this is going to go, and you're just biting off such a important subjects. So thank you so much, Luise. Awesome. Okay, here we go. We are into our final home stretch. I cannot believe that we're this far through. These have been amazing. So we have coming up Michael Townsend, the founder of Tape Arts. Michael, are you up and live? I know you don't have slides, so are you
ready to go?
You're ready to go. Michael is here. I'm going to sit back and watch. Here we go.
All right, very good. Howdy, my name is Michael Townsend. I'm a street artist, and 30 years ago, I invented a new way to draw on walls called tape art. Using just tape, I discovered I could draw on any building, use it as a canvas, and for the last 3 decades, I've dedicated my entire life to doing just that. I've made over 500 large-scale temporary tape drawings on buildings all over the world, and simultaneously taught tape art workshops to over 50,000 first-time tape artists. Now, during the pandemic, for the first time ever, I became an indoor cat, and all those people I used to hang out with also found themselves at home staring at their blank walls. So we started sending out tape art kits to adults and children so they could draw together at home. We sent what we thought was going to work: tape, written instructions, some YouTube videos. We have a mess of sales, but notice quickly, no repeat sales. So we started doing some custom interviews. And we found that there were 3 things that people were really concerned with. The first thing was, what am I going to draw? And then, how am I going to draw this? Followed by, will it look good enough to share on social media? We spent the last couple of weeks working on those questions, engineering and testing solutions, and we found an answer. Here's a one-of-a-kind tape art projector. And this can throw huge, crisp images onto lit walls. And once you have the projector, you can go to tapeart.com, and there you will find a library of images. You'll be able to pick what you want to draw, pick the tapes in whatever colors you want, and then shortly after, you get your mural in a box. In here, you've got the tapes that you chose, but more importantly, you got the thing that you want to draw. You take that slide, you put it in your tape art projector, and boom, there it is. This is the how are we going to draw this? And my friend Leah here, our partner's gonna jump in and work her tracing magic around this horse. And for that last question, will it look good enough to post on social media? Yes, it will. At first, we thought our target audience was going to be children, but quickly discovered it was the adults who are falling in love with this process. Started testing it in people's homes, and it blew the possibilities wide open. I would love to do this at my parties. This would be perfect for my nursery. I'm afraid to put art on my walls, but with this, I can take it down and change it whenever I want to. We figure we can launch the tape art projector for Halloween, some spooky images forthcoming. You can follow us on Instagram. You can go to tapeart.com, sign up for a waiting list, and want to say aloud, we are looking for strategic advisors and partners to help bring this thing to market. For now, look at your blank walls, ask yourself, what do you want on them? In the future, if you don't see that in the tape art library, exactly what you want to draw, send us a photograph, send us a picture of your dog. We'll send it back to you with a tape art slide that you can put into your projector and have it as art on your walls and at home. Thank you for joining us on the farm today. That's what we got for you.
Michael, so amazing. Leah, thank you so much. I want to see you finish it. You're rocking it. No, I've seen this now twice. It gets better every single time. The next time you in the audience see a live demo of a mural being painted on a wall, you tell me, because I don't think you'll ever see this again. This was so special, Michael. Thank you so much. And I've loved to see your progress. I know you did not have this when you came into the program, and you've worked your butt off. This is so, so cool. So special stuff, Michael. All right. This is so cool. We are into the home stretch. Up next is Skippy Mesirow, founder of Aretedom. And his slide is most of the way there. You had it, Skippy.
Oh.
Skippy started screen sharing. Following Michael is indeed tough. All right, I see your screen. It's not yet full screen yet. Do your present thing.
Did that do it?
Almost. No, not yet.
Stopping one more time. Gonna try it one more time.
It is usually the third time.
Third time is the charm. Eh?
It's there.
All right. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for your patience there. My name is Skippy Mesirow, and I am the founder of Aretedom. We deliver proven tools of wellness and mental health to elected officials. I am addicted to public service. I have been an intern, a staffer, a campaign manager, organizer, activist, and now a city council person here in Aspen, Colorado. And during that time, I have observed the deep toxicity of our political system. That toxicity affects all of us, but nobody more than the brave elected official actually trying to change the system. As a result, good people don't run. They run, win, and drop out, burn out, or become the thing they set out to change. And we all suffer. Now, as a human, I have also struggled with obesity, losing 70 pounds at one point, addiction, anxiety, and stress. And I expected the tools and systems that I had to adopt to meet those challenges to change my life. What I did not expect is that they would make me an infinitely better elected leader. During COVID, I resolved to leave the soulless job that I worked to subsidize my public service habit and focus on my life's mission of shifting political culture 100% of the time. And Aretedom was born. Aretedom is the place where political leaders come together to optimize their entire life for service. We work with the best experts in all areas of human development, from mindfulness to productivity, customize their programs to meet the needs of elected officials, and deliver them in a safe and confidential environment. During day one, I have done over 50 hours of interviews with elected officials across the country, from school board to Congress, to understand their pain points. And 80% of what they told me, rated 8 or higher on the scale of pain, fell into 4 primary categories. And that's how I decided to create my MVP. 4 workshops, 1 in each of those areas, by a world-class expert to test if they will actually show up for the things they say they will. Our workshops are scheduled for July 12th to 15th and are free in exchange for feedback. The first 25 registrants get to participate live, and the remainder are waitlisted and can then watch on demand for 1 month, and we already have signups. Now, we're starting with elected officials because it's what I know, but the vision is to become the go-to source for wellness and mental health for our entire political infrastructure. The soil of our democracy, it's toxic. And when we plant a healthy tree, it dies. But when we plant many trees, nurture them, and connect them, then we can actually regenerate the soil. If you want to help, if you are able to help in any way, shift the culture of our politics, go up to that QR code, scan it on your phone, put in your contact, and I will reach out to you directly. Thank you.
Skippy, thank you so much. That was amazing. And you are leading the charge of changing our society for the better, doing well, building a business by doing a lot of good. And it's so deeply connected and passionate about who you are, and we'd love to see you building from that place. So thank you so much for sharing with us.
Thank you so
All
much.
right. Last, but certainly not least, we are blessed to have Tori Hanson, who's the founder of The Knowledge Shop. rounding us out. So Tori, you're up. I see your screen. Take it away.
Fantastic. Well, thanks so much, everybody. I'm Tori Hanson. My background is launching and growing businesses for other companies in industries as varied as travel, e-commerce, and education. And most recently, I was doing that at the New York Times. Now, in the US, 50% of adults, that's over 200 million people, will start a business in their lifetime. And since COVID, there's been a 66% increase in searches for entrepreneurship education. However, we also know that 90% of all startups are expected to fail. Now, when it came time to my own startup journey, I obviously wanted to be one that made it. But without the constraints of a corporate environment, it was really hard to know where to start. So the only place I could think of turning to was Google. And then within seconds, my enthusiasm has gone from through the roof to through the floor, because how on earth am I going to trawl through 10 million search results and know which one of those are credible? And conversations with other corporate converts like myself showed me that I wasn't alone. I bet you all know somebody, yourself, a friend, a family member, who, regardless of how successful they are, when it comes to starting their own thing, also feel lost, overwhelmed, or struggle with the fear of failure. And it made me think, if there are tools and platforms to help you lose weight, learn a language, frankly, learn anything, why is it still so hard to start and run a successful business? Why isn't there a Noom for founders? Now, I'm building the Knowledge Shop to help democratize entrepreneurship and provide early stage founders the support that they need throughout their startup journey. The Knowledge Shop will be an EdTech plus community subscription platform comprising 3 key pillars. Firstly, content and learning, a self-paced e-learning platform making it easy to fit into any schedule. If you've got 15 minutes, you can do this. Coaching and community to reduce that fear and isolation, and a library of curated tools and resources, so bye-bye Google rabbit holes. Now, with no market leader, this space is highly fragmented, providing the perfect opportunity for the Knowledge Shop to sweep in and lead it. Unlike accelerators, the program is personalized to an individual's needs, and with no end date, grows as their startup does. Unlike Google, the resources provided are curated and targeted, removing that risk of overwhelm. And unlike consultancy, experts can be booked in 30-minute blocks for matrix-style downloads. Now, customer acquisition will prioritize B2B avenues, for example, partnerships with universities, industry community groups, chambers of commerce, for example, and LinkedIn. And revenue, in addition to that ongoing monthly subscription fee, will be affiliate commissions and booking fees and white label solutions for businesses and VCs, for example. Now, today, I've spoken with over 30 would-be founders and launched my landing page at theknowledge.shop, and just this week found my very first team member. Now, over the next 3 months, I'll be developing and enrolling people onto the pilot program and looking for strategic advisors. If you want to be part of the journey and to help democratize entrepreneurship too, then reach out to me at Tori at theknowledge.shop. Thank you.
What an awesome way to round out the showcase. Thank you so much, Tori. We are so pumped to be partnering with you in the very near future. I'm so excited for the way you're supporting entrepreneurs. It's a mission we are so behind, and we're so behind you. So guys, that was actually 40 minutes of pitches. I don't know about you, but I was just enthralled every single time. These founders are amazing. They are representative of all the folks who have been in cohort 3 of the Day One Fellowship, of the 200 founders who have come through our first 4 cohorts. We do have our 5th cohort launching in just a few weeks with a few seats left for that. If that's you and you're interested and you're a founder, here's what we've got for you. We finished 10 minutes early on purpose so that we could do what we like to do, which is bring the community together so that we could have some time to meet, mingle, hang out. And so what we're going to do is pretty simply, Olivia is going to share, here we go, after party. Olivia is sharing a link. It's right there in the chat. Hop on that link. I'm just going to sit here and literally say this probably 18 more times, but jump on the link, jump on the link, jump on the link, and head over to this platform called Gather Rounds. It's a really fun place. It will be fun. There will almost certainly be music playing once you jump over there. And even if you have only 10 minutes, we'll do a couple rounds of rapid fire, getting to meet folks, and we'll be syncing you up, matching you up with fellows from this bunch who pitched, from fellows who are in our cohort 3, other fellows that I've seen on this call here who are cheering each other on, as well as the community at large. So come on in. We're going to be doing this for the next little while, connecting and just having a good time. So let's jump on over there. I'm going to go look to see. Okay, we have some people have started to jump. Go for it. Don't stay on Zoom anymore. We're about to wrap this up. Fellow presenters, actually, let's do one last goodbye from the presenters. Can everybody come back on screen, and we'll give a little wave while people bounce out. I'm going to get off speaker view. All right, look at this. These guys are amazing. This is just about the end of cohort 3. We have a few days left, and you guys just put an awesome exclamation point on it. So let's all jump over to gather around. I'm going to kind of stay here and usher people out the door like a good host does at the end of a party. But you guys go over there, say hi to the folks who have been in the audience watching, the guests of honor if they want to hang with you. So go over there, jump on to gather around, and yeah, we'll see you guys around. Again, I'm going to stay here and like say this message 18 more times until nobody is left on Zoom. That's right. The privilege of being the host MC. I love it. And in typical webinar fashion, I have no idea what anyone else is doing. Okay, great. Look at that. Olivia bumping it up. It's actually the same message like twice in a row. No. Jump on to gather around.